gang, welcome to Reiser's Treasure Hunting and Emporium's live stream, and here we go. I always see we got some people in the chat already. There's my treasure. Hey, AWR, how are you? Flash in the pan, poor man stack. How you guys doing? Who's your hillbilly? Oh, flip coin. And hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. It's actually not too bad here. I thought we were expecting rain, but it hasn't done so yet. But I used it as an excuse not to cut the grass. Anyway, gang, again, I hope your evening is going well. And I see, hi, North Jersey, how are you? And, oh, there's Nightbot. Uh-oh. I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, dear, oh, my, Nightbot. Well, let me tell you what, gang. I think I had the wrong Rosie. And instead of Rosie the Robot, I think we might have had Rosie the Riveter for last week. But anyway, we did a little tweaking. And yeah, I think we got the right Rosie for this week. I think this week we do got Rosie the Robot, you know, the Jetsons maid. I hope, anyway. But we'll give her a shot. We'll see how she goes. Hey, 5280, how are you? And, yeah, anyway, like I said, last week, Rosie was a little bit of a tyrant, and, hopefully she will be just a little easygoing. But, hey, 606, how are you? Metal Detecting Yorkshire, how are you? And, oh, that's good, right on the break, huh? But, anyway, gang. So hopefully Rosie will behave herself, and so far so good, I think. Hey, Rivendell, how are you? And like I said, hopefully. Anyway, gang, if you didn't happen to notice, I had no video for Monday, and I don't know what I was thinking, but for whatever reason, I thought that I didn't have enough material for a video. Usually I like to hang it between the 8 and 10 minute mark for a video. Sometimes I accidentally go longer. But I was wrong. I actually was starting to put stuff together today and realized I had more than enough for a video. I almost got 2 videos. And anyway, so yeah, just be on the lookout for that. It will be upcoming. And if you guys remember from last live stream, we have that. But I'll give you a little sneak peek in a minute. Anyway, gang, tonight's live stream giveaway is right down there. It's a Fennec and a Koenig. And the Fennec is 1895, and the Koenig is 1941. But that's tonight's giveaway. And yes, I know, I didn't say Koenig correct, because there's a bunch of other consonants after that, and well, you guys know. Anyway, gang, hey Lenny, how are you? And but anyway, gang, and hey, there's CCH, how are you? And hey Justin. And anyway, gang, so like I was saying, that was kind of like the thing from last live stream when we tried to clean it live when Rosie was being horrible. And this past weekend, we did a little digging and sifting. And I'll give you a little sneak peek. But you'll be seeing it in an upcoming video. You guys ready for this? Now, my buddy MC, he's the one that actually has to be given credit for finding this. I did not find it, he did. And I always have one rule of thumb when digging and sifting. Always hit the hole. When you think you're done digging and sifting, always hit the hole with your detector. And this was actually quite magnificent. And as you guys can see, it came out very nice. And this is only Q-tip clean by MC. And I tell you what, gang, this coin looks nice. But anyway, gang, you'll be seeing that in an upcoming video, and you'll be seeing what else we pulled out of the ground from digging and sifting. Not as much ceramic as I was hoping for out of this batch, but you'll be seeing that in the video. And across southern Jersey, we also took a ride on Kings Highway, and it was one of the major thoroughfares during the colonial times. But speaking of that, been doing a whole lot of research about Valley Forge, and then the foraging, the gathering of supplies by the British troops and by the Washington's troops. And basically, Washington troops and the British troops were doing both of their foraging, gathering supplies, here in the South Jersey area during the winter encampment there at Valley Forge. And let's see, Washington sent General Wayne over in South Jersey, and he sent Light Horse Harry Lee over into Delaware to gather supplies. And we're doing a whole lot of research on it, like I said, and hopefully to get to be doing some digging at some minor encampment sites in my area. But anyway, gang, that's stuff for the future. Like I said, we're just doing a whole lot of research right now on it, and I'm sure you'll be seeing something of it soon. Soon. Like, maybe soon. Anyway, gang. Also, too, speaking of Revolutionary War, I also got a little segment coming up on a Moravian church over by Swedesboro. And the only thing that makes that really significant is that a diary was kept by the parsons of this church, and basically kept track of basically people passing by. He was your window watcher, and he kept very good detail of the British troops going by and of the revolutionaries going by, and basically what each and everybody did. And he was like your nosy next door neighbor, you know. He was always at the window. But anyway, gang. So yeah, we got that kind of stuff going on, and you'll be seeing more and more of it as we go on. But anyway, gang, I got 2 questions for the chat tonight. And yes, 2. And first one is, we'll do the most horrible one first. What is your weirdest find ever? Weird, odd, oddest find, weird find, we have you. I just want to hear from you guys. What's your weirdest find? And I'll tell you guys about mine. I actually found a thermometer, and I was doing basically I was metal detecting in the water beneath the bridge, and pulling up all kinds of interesting things, and some good, some bad. And one of the bad things was a thermometer. Now, it doesn't sound too gross, but it wasn't that kind of a thermometer. And I never really learned what it was until after I was touching it and bringing it home and then looking it up. And yes, gang, it's not the nice kind of thermometer, but we'll keep it PG rated and let your imaginations do the rest. I don't know if somebody had swiped it from a hospital or what, but I don't know, gang. Anyway, I'd like to hear from you. What's your weirdest thing that you've ever found? Brass zipper teeth while panning. Yeah, I guess you would be excited. And hey, Ben, how are you? And oh, I missed some people. Hey, Discover E, how are you? Part-time detector. But the giant Garrett detectorist, how are you? Oh boy, I see the UK is checking in. But anyway, gang, yeah, was there mercury in the thermometer? Not this thermometer, there wasn't. Oh boy, yeah, this is a thermometer that was used, we'll say, not by your mouth. And strangely enough, it's still sitting in the garage. I just don't have the ambition to touch it again. I figured I've touched it enough already to where now that I know what it is, I don't want to touch it, again. But, there's Brandy. Hi, Celia. Anyway, gang. So, anyway, that's my weirdest find. And, I'm kind of just going to scroll back. But anyway, gang, we're going to keep on rolling. And, there's Nightbot. Oh, be nice, Nightbot. Rosie, just hang in there. Okay. Rosie's being nice. She's welcoming everybody. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay. But anyway, gang. Yeah, that's right. Flash in your pan. That was the not my no, not mine. 606. But anyway, gang. So for you guys just tuning in, there is tonight's live stream giveaway. We got a Koenig and a Pfennig, and I think we're going to start with some rather foreign stuff, and we'll see how it goes. But anyway, gang, but that was my weirdest find. I was trying to think of the weirdest coin I've ever found, and I know years and years and years ago, I found a double-sided coin, like from a novelty shop. But as far as being weird, I think that's like the weirdest coin I've ever found. I mean, there's been some tokens. I don't really call them too weird, because, you know, tokens were actually quite commonplace for a good many times. But a 3-ring bullet in middle of Michigan. Wow, okay. Charlie Starks, how are you? And anyway, gang, this 1970s tango ring pool. Don't know what that is, Rob. And better luck next time too on the claw machine. But yeah, I did catch that. And but anyway. But anyway, gang, yeah, that's right. You do want to be nice to Rosie, because after all, Rosie's the one that's going to be, handing out the giveaway a little bit later on. So hopefully, she will be continuing to behave herself. But there she is. We'll leave her up there for now. But anyway, gang, about a couple weeks ago, I got into a conversation with somebody about maps and. With the stuff you find, it was somebody actually quite unrelated to the hobby. But with the stuff you find, do you have a treasure map? And strangely enough, why I answered without thinking. I just kind of, and I say I make my own. And they didn't quite understood what I meant. And basically what I was getting at was, with all the different resources we have out there, such as the hunting apps that we have that let us know, who owns what, so we can get permissions and everything else, and see where the property lines are, because you don't want to stray off into somebody else's stuff and get shot or anything like that. But I was kind of discussing with him about historic photography, and don't get me wrong, there's other resources too, such as old real estate deeds and that sort of thing. And so we were going on and on and wanted to get back to the aerial photography, and he was very, very inquisitive and wanted to know, how on earth do you get to actually know what you're looking at? And if you guys are actually looking at this is just a real small bit here over next to Rosie. And how do you know what's what? And believe it or not, yeah, that's right, you can use history to learn how to study the aerial photography. And it's actually quite fun to watch. And we're actually going to watch a little bit of it here during the live stream, I hope. Because I think we have a bit of it on here. And, how about that? We do. But anyway, gang, yeah, so this is one of the ways you can learn how to study the, not Rosie, but on the other side, the aerial photography. You ready? Here we go.
gentlemen, are aerial photographs of enemy-held objectives. They are our targets for tomorrow and the next day and the next. One of them may be your target. They are the reason for your being here. The reason for all the vast equipment assembled in this and other bombardier schools. For the instructors here to train you. For the pilots here to fly you on your missions. In all likelihood, some one of you now sitting in this room will see one of these targets, not projected on a screen, but moving under the crosshair of your bomb sight. And where will they fall, those bombs of yours? On the runway of this Japanese-held airfield? Or 100 feet off? 500 feet? That will depend on how well you will have taught your fingers and your eyes to match the precision that has been built into your Norden bomb sight.
But anyway, gang, yeah, these guys were using aerial photography long before we got to it for metal detecting. And there's actually more videos you can actually watch to actually give you pointers as far as what to look for in the aerial photography, as far as shadow shapes and whatnot, how to identify a tree versus a square, and how the shadows look at a different angle and everything else, and also how to bomb stuff. But we'll leave that go because we're not interested in that. But yeah, how to identify things on the ground from aerial photography. And there's one quick thing that I want to kind of point out about this video, and this guy goes basically on, he actually starts talking to a young kid, at a desk. You're probably seeing it now on the screen, and basically he wants him to imagine what it's going to be like to try and line up your target, and then we have this scene.
Let's figure out just what that bomb sight's supposed to do. Maybe I can help you.
It's like, fellas, excuse me, you forgot the plane. I need the plane. The plane is bombs, and yeah, I'm sitting in a chair in the sky without any kind of bomb. Anyway, yeah, for you guys, I'm sorry that was loud, but I don't know why it was so loud. But yeah, I'd have nightmares, I mean, my goodness, to be stuck in the sky with a chair, I don't know. But anyway, gang, yeah, check out some of those. Some of those will actually be quite helpful as far as how to identify things on your aerial photography for metal detecting your old sites. But this guy's just sitting in the sky, kind of just pointing and looking just for, I don't know. But anyway, all right. I'm sorry about your ear bleed. Oh, sorry about that. But anyway, gang, like I said, it's more for us for metal detecting, trying to identify stuff than it is about the bombing. But it's part of history, And these training films were, they were made to teach the masses instead of trying to teach individually and have those instructors. I mean, I was basically able to have the instructors everywhere by making these films and then make copies of the films and etc. But real neat stuff. Still part of history, But anyway, we'll get that out of there. Anyway, gang. That stuff, oh boy, I tell you what. And also too, with getting along with some of your always check out your local library, because most of the time your local library will have a local room where they have books about your local topics and whatnot. And sometimes you can get lucky enough to find some old deeds and whatnot. And back in the day, we call them surveys today, but back in the day, your deed was actually drawn out every now and again. We're talking back in the day, like back in the day. But anyway, gang. So yeah, we're gonna get that out of there too. And I know for me, I have a couple of stops. If I'm going to start something new, that's semi-local, I first will check out my library, and then usually I'll start with the county library, then I'll start heading over to the historical society, and you know what it is. Some people think, oh, you're a metal detectorist, you're a treasure hunter, blah 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 blah. It says, but you know what? If you show the passion that you have for history, they'll be all more than helpful. Because that's what they're looking for more than anything. But anyway, gang. But strangely enough, a lot of those bombing videos are actually quite funny to if you take them out of context. But anyway, gang. Well, now that all you guys are awake, we are going to continue on. And you know what? I'm scrolling back and I'm going back through some of your comments. Rivendell, let me tell you what. Talking about 1940s technology and producing that kind of resolution from that height. In my area, historicaerials.com, they actually go back to 1931. And to try and imagine a guy hanging out the side of a biplane, and he's got the big old, those big hawking cameras out the side of the plane taking a picture. Hold it steady, Bill, and he's taking the picture. I don't know, man. I wonder how many cameras got dropped, but it had to be something really. I mean, now historicaerials.com. I have to get this off my chest real quick. They copyright all their stuff. Whenever you pull one of their maps up, it says it's copyright. Blah 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 blah. I don't know how or why. The how is where I struggle a little bit because all of those were funded by the United States government. So how can historic aerials copyright them? I'm not sure, unless it's because they're redesigning them on a new format, and then they can claim them as a new thing. But I'm not really sure about that. But I just thought it was kind of weird because actually most of those historic aerials you can actually pull up on a government website. I can't remember at the moment. I believe it's I used to be able to get to it through American Memory, which was like the Library of Congress. But yeah, it is quite amazing for back then the detail that they do give. The 31 maps for us aren't exactly clear. The bigger you blow them up, the fuzzier they get. But the 40 map are actually halfway decent. And then after you get after the Second World War into the 50s, then they're all kinds of clear. And then once you get into modern times, you can read the license plates off of cars. But anyway, gang. And so far, I see Rosie is somewhat behaving herself. Thank goodness. Well, we're not about to yell. Sorry, you guys, about the loudness of the video. But yeah, I miss film strips. I miss film strips from school. But anyway, gang. You know what, Rivendell? I tell you what. I was fascinated. I haven't read that one. I haven't read Amelia Earhart's book. But I read Lindbergh's book. And I've read it probably 3 or 4 times now. Something about that flight just stirs the imagination. But I don't like flying. I don't mind flying, but I just don't care for it. But it's that sense of, I don't know what it is, adventure or whatnot. I always thought I'd want to drive like a Model A Ford across country. When I was younger, drive a Model A Ford across the country. And but something about that lone adventure type thing. But well, I tell you what, Lindbergh, he was sure determined. And I don't want to say fearless because I don't know. Maybe it was just that at that age, not quite conscious of the kind of the danger he was putting himself in. But anyway, gang. Well, we're going to move right along and see what else I got on here for you for tonight. And I got a couple other little things on the live stream coming up, but I'm not really going to share those on this one. I'm going to actually hold off and do it in the next one, just to make sure I got all this technology worked out. Because I tell you what, technology is some kind of wonderful, but it can run away from you lickety split. But Ticks. Oh man, let me tell you what. Rivendell. This past weekend, I think I pulled about 6 off me while we were out digging and sifting, and I've never seen it like this before. I mean, we've actually while in February I was finding ticks, but there was actually a report of a guy who actually got chiggers already, and they do not happen here until late June, mid June, late June, and he was saying he had ticks already, or I'm sorry, chiggers already. And so it's just that time to just, hey, you know what, you guys gotta spray up when you get out there. And a couple handy things to have in your car is like a lint roller. You know, after you come out of the high grass or whatnot, or out of the woods, you know, use a lint roller, roll it on your pant legs and whatnot. And that helps actually with both the chiggers and the ticks. Sometimes the ticks will hang on there, but the little chiggers they'll come off in that tacky lint roller thing. Anyway, hey, that was a tip. But anyway, I tell you what, I would love this hobby so much more if it wasn't for ticks and chiggers and briars. Here we got the regular green briars. We also had those red briars. The red briars, they actually lunge for you as you walk by. But anyway, hey, Mr. Locat, how are you? And but anyway, gang, Escarpment River Hollow. Hello, in case I didn't say before. And hey, Explorador. And the new ticks are some sort of exotic species. I think they've been exposed to the nuclear power plant. But anyway, gang, I think we are going to call this one rather early tonight. Let's see. That I know we got Flash in Your Pan. He's coming up at 8 o'clock, so you don't want to kind of miss out on him. And I am, like I said, I think we got some other stuff lined up. And if you guys haven't noticed, we are at 952 for our subscribers. And of course, you guys know I do have something planned special for once we roll over the 1,000 mark. You know, we'll have a jubilee. That's right. We're going to do a couple of giveaways, and I do believe we are going to do all of them on the live stream. And but we're still a ways away from that. I thought about having like one thing, and you know, one big thing, and I thought, you know what, I would much rather spread it out a little bit. So not so much that we'll have a bunch of little things, but we'll have, you know, quality giveaway stuff for, you know, for hopefully a decent amount of you. But so don't miss that. So we got that coming up. But that's after we hit the 1,000 mark, and but we're growing, and thanks to you guys, thanks for subscribing, and do be sure to please subscribe to each other. You know, help out your fellow detectorist, coin collector, treasure hunter, historian, what have you, whatever you guys are. But I'm hopefully all of you are passionate about history. But anyway, gang, that's coming up. And like I said, once we trickle over that 1,000 point as far as subscribers, we'll do that giveaway jubilee and whatnot, and that'll be on the live stream. So just be sure not to make any doctor's appointments or anything else. And Yorkshire, you'll be on break, you'll be on lunch, so you'll be able to swing by. But anyway, gang, so we got that coming up too. But hoping a surprise happens to be worked out for this weekend. And hey, just to give a shout out to, I'm sure all you guys on here are subscribed already to Digging Canuck. And I don't know if you guys catch her live streams or not. She does usually one on Thursdays, and she also does one on Sunday mornings. The Sunday morning one, oh boy, I tell you what, I'm usually always out by the time she gets her live stream going. So I'm always catching it without everybody else, you know. So for an example, this past weekend, I was already out on my way to set up for digging and sifting, and I happened to realize, oh, digging with the woods. So in the middle of the woods, I had it on for a few minutes, but And then a couple of things occur to me. But we'll get more into that later. But yeah, on Sundays, I'm usually already out there when she comes on. So anyway, you guys, if you aren't already subscribed to Digging Canuck, why, give her channel a look at. And her live streams are quite fun. And her last one had her lemon challenge. So yeah, don't miss that. But anyway, gang. All right, rolling right along. I have a second question for the chat. Are you guys ready? This one is tricky because when I first wrote it down, I knew what I was saying, but I didn't quite have it worded exactly right. But anyway, what is your favorite thing to find? Except for coins. So basically, other than coins, what is your favorite thing to find? And if you guys haven't quite gotten the idea from watching the channel or whatnot, why, my favorite thing to find right now are buttons, other than coins. Buttons and buttons and buttons. I tell you what, I am becoming a button nut. And I do see where there's actually now some specialty books in regarding to colonial buttons and whatnot. And oh boy, unfortunately, they are expensive. They run probably around $40 or $50. I'm saying, but I tell you what, I am just becoming this. Now I've also been trying to figure out what to do with all of my buttons. I don't like keeping things in boxes and that kind of thing. So I thought about taking some old milk bottles and the ones that are whatever, clean them up, put them all inside the milk bottle, let the milk bottle fill up or whatnot. But I just quite haven't decided what exactly to do. M.A. Lyman 24, how are you? And or Nally Man. But yeah, there's buttons. I see some dog tags, shotgun head stamps. Yeah, M.A. Lyman, thanks to him, I've been looking at all of them that I pull out of the ground now. Doesn't have a star. And hey, Darnell, how are you? So anyway, Matchbox and Hot Wheel cars. They are cool to pull out of the ground. I have no idea why, though. You think that, it wouldn't be so. But yeah, they are cool to pull out of the ground. Lenny likes bullets. Bullets can be fun. Kentucky Catman, got a question. What is a good detector cheap to get started with? All depends on what you would consider cheap. What's your price range? Like, what do you consider to be cheap? Dug 3 buttons tonight. I tell you what, Emily, you know what? I've always dug buttons, and I've always realized the difference between them. I've always kind of gathered the age difference, and I've never took a really, really close look at them until probably starting with the Washington inaugural button. After I pulled out, things just started zipping through my mind as far as buttons. And I started really getting into the minutia as far as the difference of buttons and actually even some of the status symbols that the buttons carry. And basically, who had what kind of buttons and what were the different kind of flat buttons used for. But I tell you what, tokens are fun. Oh, you know what, Darnell? You are absolutely correct, sir. Tokens are fun to find. Anything with that early advertisement or whatnot, they are indeed fun to find. But anyway, gang. Well, we are going to go ahead and we are going to do the giveaway. And, oh, wait a minute. It was A-Series detectors from Garrett. 606. Oh, boy. That's probably the way I would go. 200 top end. There you go. 606. I think he's got you covered there, Kentucky. Because I am a Garrett man myself. But anyway, gang. If you guys haven't seen, for those who maybe came in late, we're giving away 2 foreign coins tonight. We got a 1895 Fennec and a 1941 Koenig. And see if you got... There they are in real time. And anyway, gang. So we're going to cruise on over here and we'll do the giveaway. Yeah, so I hope you guys have all been nice to Rosie, because yeah, like I said, Rosie, she's got the final say here. But here we go. You guys are ready? We are. Yep. Here we go. As soon as I found it. Anyway, gang, here we go. We're clicking over to it. And I see everybody's up there and loaded. Everybody is getting eligible and all that good stuff. Oh, I see everybody on there. Great. And here we go. You guys ready? We're going to hit the button. Bang! And there we go. American Woodland Relics has won the giveaway. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you for like not being a tyrant today. Anyway, back to this thing. And well, look, see, 3 cheers for Rosie. Rosie's been behaving herself. This is quite wonderful. But you're too late now, Discovery. Better try next time to tell her how good she looks. But anyway, gang. So anyway, like I said, we'll probably see a video, if not the end of this week, probably beginning of next. We're going to do some heavy-duty research this weekend, and you'll definitely be part of that, one way or another. And then we'll have a video for probably next Monday. It'll be a shorty. It'll probably be a minutia minute, and then we'll do the live stream again Tuesday at 7. And at 7 o'clock. Are we competing with Jeopardy? Is Jeopardy on right now? But and then we'll probably do another back on our normal schedule of Mondays and Tuesdays and etc. But anyway, gang, that is all for now. Hey, get out there and find your treasure. You'll never find any treasure whatsoever sitting in your chair. So get out there and find your treasure. And like I said, we'll see you guys on the live stream again next Tuesday, and there'll be stuff out in between then. All right, gang. Thanks all for stopping by, and good luck out there. Find some stuff.